Yes, guys. So this is the another use case we are going to build using the UiPath web automation. So just kindly read this section. So instruction is what? The goal of this challenge is to create a workflow that will input data from a spreadsheet into the fields on the screen. So what is that spreadsheet? So already just we were discussing of that spreadsheet. Let me open it quickly. Yeah, here is that spreadsheet. Okay. What is the second statement? Beware, the fields will change position on the screen after every submission throughout 10 rounds. So there are the 10 round. So you can see, so we have the almost 10 data. So for every round, this particular screen is going to change. I mean, the position of each field, like phone number, role in company, address, these locations are going to change. So this is a real time. I mean, they are the dynamic in nature. The actual countdown of the challenge will begin once you click the start button. Until then, you may submit the form as many as times without receiving the penalties. So once you click the start button, so this is actually a challenge in how much time your bot is working. Okay. So what is the first step? You're supposed to open this website, rpachallenge.com. Okay. Then click on start button, then do this task. Fill this field like phone number, role in company, company name, everything. Click on submit button. It will refresh. It will again open the next data, face the next data from Excel. Again, fill this according to the position. Again, I'm repeating. So this is the challenging one. Let's begin with the session. Again, I'm going to create as usual the sequence. So I'm going to give it as a RPA challenge. Hit on create button. Okay. Close this. Okay. Now, what is the first activity I'm going to use? Open browser. If you want to add anything, let me know. So copy this. Okay. And here in property section, you're supposed to select the Chrome. And if you want the browser activity, browser variable, just create the web page, something like this. Hit on enter. Now, so first activity would be what? Do you want to click on start button? Yes, this is what the first. If you want element exists also, that is fine. You can use. So I think instead of wasting time, we'll directly click on hit button, click on start. So I'm going to ask you how we're going to implement it. So this is just I'm generally doing the stuff. First thing is what? Click on start button. So just highlight this. It's going to ask you really it is highlighting or not. Click on this. Yes, it's highlighting on start button. Okay. Now, what is going to happen first? Next, this is going to fetch the data from Excel, put all this data in this one and click on submit button. After submitting, we need to again repeat the same process. So first of all, to get the data from Excel, we supposed to use the activity called as read range. Is that correct? How will read the data from Excel? That is read range activity. So you're supposed to provide the file path. What is that file path? So just go to the file, shift and right click. You'll get as a copy as a path. I'm going to provide here file. Then you need to see the sheet name and the range. What is the sheet name? Sheet name is sheet 1. It's already there. And range, we have the range from A to, it's a G11. So directly we can provide A1. Okay, from A1 we can provide. So it will pick up, or if you want to read entire data, just put like this, double quote, or just delete entire thing. Now create a variable for this. After reading the data, it's a data type, read data. Okay, read data, it's a variable I created for reading in data from Excel. Then do you want to repeat this process continuously? After submitting, again I will need to go for next data and fetch it again, type it here. So for that, we're supposed to use for each. Are you getting my point? Open browser is a single time. Open browser single time. But in that and click activity is also single time. Getting my point? So what is going to repeat? So repeating is nothing but this filling the data in this particular fields is repeating. So for that, I supposed to use what activity I supposed to use? Anybody for repeating or reiterating any steps? What activities we are having for Excel?
For each.
For each or for each row? For each is there for iteration.
For each.
Yes, yes, yes. You are going correct.
For each.
Yes, for each row we supposed to be for each row in the data table. Why? For each is used for general activities. But when it comes to especially data table or Excel, there is an activity called as for each row. Okay, so I'm going to use this. This specially for data table, and for each is for all other general things like iterating through emails, iterating through array elements. Okay, those kind of scenarios we'll use for each activities. So for each row in data table. So which data table we have used? Read data table. READ. Read data. Done. Now, so here is current row. We can remove this, make it a simply row for making it simple. So this is a variable. Row is a thing. It's going to fetch out one by one element from the this one. Read data. How this variable is going to fetch? I will let you demonstrate. ROW. Thus this is the row. Is a thing. It's going to fetch entire this data. You're getting my point? So try to understand this entire this data is going to fetch for row. This is row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3, like this. It's going to fetch out. Now, if you want to access a specific column of that particular row, so this is the first row for the first iteration. How I can access the individual element like first name, last name, company, then role in company. Either you can access it by column name or the column index. What is the column index here? Column index will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Getting? So there is a two options. Either you can go with the column index or we can go with the column name. Okay. So both choices are available. So let's go with column. What can say index? It's very easy. Or you can go with the column name as well. So like this, we need to copy. How I can access that? So for that, I will write a syntax for that. R of row of 0 to string. What is the meaning of this? If I write syntax like this, row is the current row and 0 is the thing, but it is indicating the column index. What is that column index? It's this one, first name. Or another way is what you can use that. Sorry, Control Z. I'm going to use this column name and paste it here. Use the double quote. Getting this point? So two options are there. Either you can use column index or you can use column name. Are you getting this point? Any doubt? So similarly, we can access remaining column like row 1, row 2, row 3, something like, or similarly, we can have the column names. So either of option we can use for getting the data from Excel. Done. That is clear. Then another challenge is what? How I can identify phone number should be written under phone number, company name should be written under company name, because these positions are changing continuously. That are not static. If they're static, then there is no any issue. Directly we can write. But these positions are not fixed. So how I can ensure through the bot this is going to be work properly? So for that, there is a concept called as anchor, base, and find element. Now I told you earlier we are going to discuss this anchor, base, and find element. What is an anchor? Anchor is a thing, but it gives the address of UI element with some reference. So like somebody is there, anybody like whatever participants are here with us, almost we have the 12 to 13 participants. So just want to ask one of the participant, just you can give me some your local Rohit Narekar. You are from which location?
Dhule, sir.
Dhule. So if I ask him from which location, he said Dhule. So in Dhule there are maybe many tehsils are there, many villages are there. From exactly which location, in that case, we're supposed to go with the pin code of that particular village. And we also ask him some landmark. Am I correct? In a city or any municipality area. So even if he give me some exact address, there will be again confusion. So we ask him in particular landmark of that one. Landmark. So through the landmark, I can easily trace out the location. Am I correct? If you say in Pune, there is in Chandanagar area. So in Chandanagar again, where is the exactly location or which is the nearby landmark? So if I say Phoenix Mall, yeah, in the nearby Phoenix Mall means I know the Phoenix Mall where it is in the nearby Chandanagar. So that is one kind of landmark. So mean anchor is that kind of one landmark. Okay, anchor is nothing but one kind of landmark. Now I want to tell you for phone number here. This is the field. Here I supposed to write a phone number. Okay, this is the phone number. What is the anchor for this? Phone number. Are you getting my point? So this phone number is a tag, is something kind of reference or a landmark to write a phone number in that field. For address, there is a landmark. That is this keyword. Are you getting my point? These are the called as landmark in analogy, or we can call it as a anchor base. These are called as anchors of this particular field. So even if I change this position, what is going to happen? You can see. Are you getting? First name is went at the first, last name here, phone number as third place. They're changing continuously their positions. But even they are changing their position, so field is going along with that. Address field is there with address, roll number is there with this, roll in company is there, field is there with roll in company. So these are the anchors I will use to fill the data. I'm not going to fill the data directly. I'm going to use an anchor to fill that. Anchor means if you find address, then write address here. If you find first name, then write the first name. Is that clear? Making sense? Are you getting or not? What I'm telling the anchor concept here, anchor is going to find out the position correctly. So here is called as anchor. Anchor. So anchor base, we have to add two options here. What I supposed to add? I supposed to add find element. First, it will search out that element. Where is that element? There in screen, there on the screen. Click on, let's say, first name. Just a second, I'm going to unselect this. Okay. Now I'm going to click that first element, first name. It's going to validate it, really validating or not, highlight it. Yes, it's going to highlight first name. So on the screen, irrespective of its position, wherever it is, at the bottom, at the middle, at the top, at the right side, wherever it is, I will find out first name, then I will write down the data. Are you getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Great. So this is how we are identifying, all the labels or all the anchor. So first name is there. What I supposed to write? Once I get a name, I supposed to write a data here. Now, what is the anchor position? Can anybody tell me? It is above the element, right? Above the element. So target element on the right side, you can go in the property, you can select the anchor position. It's a bottom, not bottom. I think it's supposed to put in top. Barabar hai? So here it is searching for the element and writing it here. So just go ahead and what activity is supposed to write? Type into for typing the data. Okay. Click on indicate element. Okay. And do one thing on the property side. As I said earlier, you're supposed to click empty field and click before typing. Okay. And what's supposed to write here? What's supposed to write? Can anybody tell me what's supposed to write? From where we are writing the data? From where we are writing the data? We are writing the data from this Excel file. Where is that? It is there in row, but row contain all the column data, right? This variable contain all the column data. So how I can exactly fetch the first name? using row index or column index or the column name. Already I told you this one. By this logic, we can access that data. So I will just row of 0. It's better way. Done. So what happened here? We just use row of 0. Row is nothing but it's a variable or OW, and 0 is nothing but it's a column, and column 0 is nothing but it's a first name. It's a first name. Or you can use first name as a variable. So here you can use the first name. Any confusion here, please? No. So let's move towards remaining the parameters. I will quickly copy this first name to identify or distinguish. I'm just going to copy this one by quickly. Okay. So we'll repeat for entire thing again. Okay. So how many fields are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 fields are. So we need to copy it for 7 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, and one more last 7. Okay, let's do it fast for remaining as well. Last name I'm working on. Last name. Yes. On the screen, you're supposed to click on last name. Indicate on screen. Last name. Ensure it's correctly highlighting or not. Okay. Same process you need to repeat. Click on enter. And here you're supposed to click on type into. And what is here? Column. Last name is 1. So suppose to change here to 1. Done. So this is for last name. Next. This is for what? Third is what here? This is the company name. Let me do it fast. So meanwhile, if anybody having the questions, please let me know. Company name, I'm doing it. Click on indicate screen. Get it on the screen, company name, and check whether it is highlighting correctly or not. Okay, done. Highlighting correctly. So I am renaming it. If you get any error, so in that case, this is going to be help out. So please rename wherever necessary. So company name is row of 2. So company has been done. Next is what? Next is role in the company. Role in a company. Where it is role in a company? Yes. So I need to change each and every activities values quickly. Okay, no problem. Okay, again indicate role in a company. Please check it. So I'm just repeating the same step of what we did earlier. Role in a company. And this is third, I think. Right? Index always start from, yes, third. Next is the address I'm going to pick up. Okay, so just minimize this. Company should be minimized. Then this one. So bear me for 5 more minutes. I'm just repeating the same process. Click on address button. Here it is, address. Okay. Indicate on the screen, address 1. And change this. Is that 4? Address is a 4. Yes, it's a 4. Then email. Okay. Done. So I'm indicating the email. It's almost at second last. Email. Check this, please. Indicating correctly. Indicate on screen. Email. Email is fifth one. I think we left with one more last. So that is a phone number. Okay. So indicate this again, phone number. And also ensure correctly highlighting or not. Done. Then, oh, sorry, it has made lastly. Click on this. And it's a row of 6. Done. So yeah, almost we're done typing the data according to the requirement. Now, what is the next step? We're supposed to click on submit button. Am I right? Supposed to click on submit button. After submission, what they said, the actual countdown of the begin, click on start button until they submit the form as many times. Okay, whatever data is there in the Excel, it's supposed to click on submit. So what activity is supposed to use? Click activity. Click activity. That's it. Click on submit button. Indicate on element. Oh, already it has been indicated. Just a minute. Edit it. Check whether it is highlighting correctly or not. It's highlighting. Done. So almost we have done with our part, programming part. Submit button. I will show you the code. What we did. Initially, we read the entire Excel file. We are opening the browser. Let's use maximize. So that will ensure the screen is properly visible to us. Then click on start button. Once we click on start button, countdown will start. Then we need to repeat the process. That's why we used for each row in data table. So this is the read data table. Already we have read using read range activity. These are the anchor based activity. Again, I will repeat why we use anchor based things. Reason is what? Positions are changing. And what exactly anchor is? It's a reference element of target. So this is the target. What is the reference element? Address. Get my point? So we need to use in such a situation where the position is changing, dynamic. In that case, you're supposed to use anchor base and also decide the their position, the left, right, bottom, top, whatever it is. So accordingly, you can change it. We have repeated it for all the elements, and at the end, it's supposed to click on submit, and it will repeat for all these elements. How many records are 10 times? Let's see, and I'll save this. I think we're done with our programming. And for your better understanding, what we can do, we can add one log. Okay, let it be. It's very simple. Don't make it complex. So do you want me to close the window and run the bot? Let's witness this. And if any bug comes, any issues comes, we need to fix out. So it says opened website. It's taking some time. Click on round 1. Can you see this? Round 1 is started. Yeah, it's writing very clearly. Something went wrong. Last name, company name. Oh, something is going wrong. Address is not finding for him. Address is not finding. Are you getting this?
Hello, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, yes. Anybody having question?
Where you entered the Excel file path?
In read range.
Okay, sir.
So it is not writing correctly. Some field it's missing. In case of address, it's not finding an address correctly. Email address is missing. Let me stop the bot because it's writing in wrong way. So this is how we need to fix out the issues. We need to see for everything whether we written correctly or not. For first time, it is correctly writing. For your question to answer, where is that? Yeah. So in the read range, we use that file path. Can you see this? RPA challenge.xlsx.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is the Excel file. We already created one data table out of that. And we're reading all these. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I think 4 is supposed to see correctly or written or not. So it's not writing address properly. I mean, address, there is a mistake in address. Row 0, it's correctly highlighted. Last name, yes. Company, yes, correctly highlighted. Address, I think we made a mistake, I think. Why it is not highlighting? Address, we taken 4 correctly. Let me open that website. Okay, we'll need to fix out that issue, why it is not writing correctly. So still have 10 more minutes in our hand. Where is the issue? Address one, right? Let me highlight this. It's correct. Oh, can you see this? It's highlighting last name. Again, indicate address correctly. Okay. So this is how we can, change the selector and select it properly. And also it's supposed to click on this edit. Anchor based selectors not supported in selector editor. Okay, fine. And also let me check this. Really, it's highlighting correctly. Yes, it's highlighting correctly. So this is how we can ensure my bot is writing at the correct place. Phone number is writing correctly. Submit is also doing. Only the first name and address have the issue. Yes, yes, it has correctly highlighting now. Okay, so let's do it again one more time. So for 10 entry, it should repeat one by one. So it has click on start button, Smith company. Yeah, now it is writing correctly. Can you see it? So it is finding the reference element and accordingly writing the data. Try to understand this situation. It's not finding the empty field. It's finding first the reference. I mean, that landmark, what we call as anchor. It's finding that anchor and accordingly writing the data based on the position what we provided. So even for human being, this is a little bit confusing. Even if the positions are changing, so as a human being, we will make a mistake. But this is just for a confusion for the bot. So whether the bot will work in this scenario. So this is a challenge. So to meet the requirement, we used anchor based activity concept, and it's meeting the requirement hopefully. So what we are learning in this scenario, we are learning how to identify changing parameter, dynamic parameter of the website. Even if it is changing the position, so your bot should trace that element correctly. How you can do it using the anchor based activity. Okay, so almost we are at the round 7. So let's wait. And one more, in the type into, there is a option called a simulate click. Now it is little bit slow, I can say, right? This is little bit like seeming like slow. if you do that simulate click option as a checkbox that, so this will improve the speed automatically. We'll show you that as well if time permits. So this is the default method we have used for typing the data. If I use simulate click, that will improve the speed. Let's see after this completion. So almost we're at the end. Yes, I think it has done. Congratulations. So we got an email, sorry, a message saying that your success rate 100%, 70 out of 70 fields. So it in almost we have took this much of millisecond. Okay. So to improve the speed, what I can do? To improve the speed, what I can do? So there is an option called a simulate click. Let's see how, let me show you. There is an option in the property panel where it is. Oh, sorry, type into, I'm supposed to see. Yeah, so there is an option here, simulate click. Okay, just make it true for all the field and we'll see the speed, how the speed is going to happen. So I'm going to click on every simulate type. So these are the different input method, how the bot should interact with your the elements of the UI. So this is simulate click. This is faster than remaining two. One is a default, second is the send window message, and third is simulate click. These are the three different input methods to interact with any UI element. What I'm saying, this is going to improve the speed, and you can witness that. Done. So save it and again run this. Now you'll see how much speed is improved here, and it has taken 149 seconds for earlier process. Can you see this? It's writing faster than earlier. Are you getting? This is little bit or more faster than earlier approach. So it will finish up, almost 50% time. So earlier we took 149 seconds. Let watch for this, how much time it will take. Almost we reached 8 round. If you remove that empty field and click activity also, it will become faster again. So now you can see how much time it will take. So only 67 seconds it has taken. Getting this point? So this is how, and also we can improve the speed by removing some other items also, like in type into. So I've used click and all, this click before typing. So if you remove this empty field, so it will again improve the speed. So this is how we implemented RPA challenge with the help of UiPath. So, and what we learned in this session, we learned anchor-based activity, how to find out, how to make identify the elements even if the position is changing. Yeah, this is all about the web automation, dear friends. So if any questions, please let me know.